Diego Martinez, Board Member Martinez, were you trying to speak?
No, I'm sorry about that. No,
Okay, just wanted to make sure it wasn't Zoom on our end.
adjusting myself over here.
Good evening, everyone. I want to thank everyone for joining us. I'm going to call to order the special meeting of the Board of Trustees of December 17, 2024 at 5 p.m. There is remote participation of Board Member Diego Martinez under the provisions of AB 2449, citing just cause for his remote attendance at this meeting. May I have a motion and a second to approve the agenda as submitted?
I motion to approve the agenda as submitted.
Thank you. We have a motion from Trustee Yu, second from Trustee, how do you pronounce? Abe. Okay, thank you. All those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All those
Aye.
opposed? Hearing none, the agenda has been set. The board will now recess to closed session to discuss 2.1, confer with labor negotiator pursuant to Government Code Section 54-2095, 7.6. 2.3, consideration of pupil services matter pursuant to Education Code Sections 35-146 and 48-918. And 2.4, liability claims. Persons wishing to address the board on closed session items may use the raise your hand Zoom feature to speak. Please reference the agenda item in your public comment, and you will have 3 minutes to speak. Is there anyone to speak to these closed session items? Okay. Hearing none, we will now recess to closed session and we will return in approximately 19 minutes. See you all soon. Welcome to the special board meeting of September 17, 2024. As this is a special board meeting, members of the public may address the board only with respect to agenda items only. In accordance with Board Bylaw 9323, individual remarks will be limited to 3 minutes each as stipulated. The board reserves the right to limit discussion time on a topic to a specific amount of time. If you wish to speak to the board, please complete the request to speak card at the front and provide it to the recording secretary. If you are joining the meeting on Zoom, please please select the raise your hand feature in order to have your name called when the agenda item is reached. In-person speakers will be called to the podium first, followed by Zoom attendees. When it is your turn to speak, you will have 3 minutes to speak. The Brown Act governs meetings of governmental bodies in California. Your comments to the board must be specific to the agenda item you are addressing. Please note that you are attending a public meeting of the Board of Trustees, doing the public's business. This is not a public forum for public debate. I will begin with the land acknowledgement. We acknowledge that the Oak Grove School District and our schools occupy the unceded territory of the Muwekma Nation, the sovereign nation, original people of the skies, land, and waters where we work and learn. The Muwekma people are the stewards of these land and of the teaching and learning that comes from and responds to the needs of the land and people who share it. May our daily lives and work, research, teaching, and community engagement support the evolving vision of Muwekma for their community and these lands. Superintendent Chaitis, will you lead the Pledge of Allegiance?
Please, Brett.
Thank you, Superintendent Chaitis. So the board met in closed session to discuss consideration of public employee discipline, release, and dismissal. No action was taken. Confer with labor negotiator. No action was taken. Consideration of people services matter. People services matter, and the board took the following action. So based upon the current information, the Board of Trustees reinstate students 23/24-03S and 23/24-04I, and allows both students to attend a comprehensive public school as of December 31st, 2024. The board also met in closed session to discuss liability claims, and the board unanimously voted to reject claim number 24-12739. All these actions were unanimous. At this time, that does bring us to the most special part of today's meeting, which is the oath of office. So this happens once every 4 years. So congratulations to our new trustees. So at this time, I would like to invite Trustee Frances Hebert to the front of the dais for a ceremonial oath, which will be administered by her mentor and former Oak Grove School District Board member, Honorable Forrest Williams. I,
Frances Herbert,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
I will support and defend
Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of the State of California
against all enemies,
against all
foreign and domestic. That I will bear true faith and allegiance
that I will bear
to the Constitution of the United States.
to the Constitution
That I take this obligation freely
that I take this obligation freely
without any mental or purpose of evasion.
or purpose of,
And that I will well and faithfully
and that I will well and faithfully
discharge
discharge
duties upon which Congratulations and welcome to the Board of Education at the Oak Grove School District. My colleague for a day. At this time, I would like to invite trustee Otila Salazar Torres to the front of the dais for a ceremonial oath, which will be administered by her father, Señor Javier H. Salazar, founder of Atzlam Academy.
Yo, Otila Salazar Torres,
Yo, Otila Salazar Torres,
juro y afirmo
juro y afirmo,
que apoyaré y defenderé
apoyaré y defenderé
la Constitución de Estados Unidos
la Constitución de los Estados Unidos,
y la Constitución del Estado de California
la Constitución del Estado de California,
contra todos los enemigos
contra todos los enemigos
extranjeros y domésticos,
extranjeros y domésticos,
que mantendré verdadera fe y lealtad, que mantendré
que mantendré
verdadera fe
verdadera fe
y lealtad
y lealtad
a la Constitución
a la Constitución
de los Estados Unidos
de los Estados Unidos
y la Constitución
y la Constitución
del Estado de California,
del Estado de California,
que asumo esta obligación libremente,
que asumo esta obligación
libremente,
libremente,
sin ninguna reserva mental
sin ninguna reservación mental
o propósito de evasión,
o propósito de evasión,
y que cumpliré
y que cumpliré
bien y fielmente
bien y fielmente
con los deberes del cargo
con los reversos del cargo
en el que estoy a punto
en el que estoy a punto
de ingresar.
de ingresar.
Felicidades y bienvenidos a la Junta Directiva de Educación del Distrito de Oak Grove School District. Mi nueva colega. All right, so at this moment, everyone, we will take a 10-minute recess before we begin public comment so that we can spend some time with our brand new trustees to the Oak Grove School District. Thank you. Let's begin. thank you, everybody, not only for just being here to support our new trustees, but also for just being excellent models for our Oak Grove School District today. So before we continue with the board agenda with public comment, I want to open up comments from our newly elected trustees. We're going to begin with trustee Hebert.
Thank you. Good evening, everyone. It's been an incredible honor to stand here today and take the responsibility of serving our community through the Oak Grove School District. I want to thank Forrest Williams for swearing me in. His mentorship, starting when I was just 14, shaped my path into public service. Together, we work to bring vital resources to this community, including the Santa Teresa and Edenvale libraries, hundreds of units of affordable housing that many of our students are still in and thriving, and a variety of resources for our community and improvements for our students. Fortis, your guidance means the world to me. Thank you. I also want to thank my son, who has a student at Oak Grove School District for 8 years now. He stood beside me at countless meetings, celebrations, and events. He is my guiding light and my inspiration for everything I do. And he came right after he had his basketball game today, and they won. Bernal won. So I look forward to not only serving District 4, but to all students in our district. School was my safe place, a place where I found meals, routine, and the support of caring adults when life at home was really hard. I serve today for that little girl who sees school as their refuge and their hope for a brighter future. Together, we can make schools stronger and give every child the tools that they need to succeed. Thank you for your honor and your trust. Let's get to work. Thank you.
Thank you for those touching words, trustee Hebert. Trustee Torres.
Well, again, I want to thank you all for being here. I have a wonderful support from the community, from my family, from people that I love and that love me back. And I do have a great team that really championed for me, prayed for me, supported me and encouraged me in the midst of a first election out in the community. Even when I felt unsure of the calling, each person that has been a part of my life during this journey has really encouraged me to keep going because there is a purpose. And I know my purpose is to stand here before you and be a board member trustee. I'd like to thank my father. I thank you so much for the honor of one, being just my father, for raising me to be a woman of service to the community, to establish my own nonprofit, to just as your nonprofit with the Aztlan Academy that I was able to be a part of for many, many years. And I still participate as a dancer and a big part of the trustee service to the Aztlan Academy. I'd like to thank my husband, who through it all has been there for me, has encouraged me. I could not have done it had he not said yes and supported me and felt the calling with me to serve this community, the people, the children, the students, and the families, teachers, administrators, and everyone. I thank you, husband. You've been my support. I love you so very much. And my team, Mariah, Guadalupe, Sam, Vanessa, Ralph, Sylvia, Joel, Margarita, Kevin and Sandy, my Torres family, Benny and Reuben and Alice and Mom, I do thank you. You all have been that one amazing support to me. And I will make you proud. I will be a great light and I will definitely share the best that I can for this community. I have a lot to give and I know that I have a lot of wisdom and discernment and understanding that I can give to this board and to the people of this community. So thank you again. To the people online, I definitely want to just say thank you again. I feel that I don't know 4,500 people, and yet all of you chose to 501 that you chose me. And I thank you from the bottom of my heart. And I thank you that you would choose someone like me. I pray and I hope that I am someone that you can come to and that I can serve you to the best of my ability. So thank you for the opportunity, and I look forward to serving this board.
Thank you for those inspirational words, Trustee Torres. So with that, I will now open up public comment. This is an opportunity for individuals to address the board. Please note that this is a special board meeting. Public comments are limited to items listed on the agenda. So are there any individuals who'd like to speak to the board at this time? We have 2 speaker cards. We will start with Javier Salazar.
Muy buenas tardes a todos. Muy buenas tardes a todos. I'm Javier Hugo Salazar y Chavez, and I came to this country because I belonged to the opposition party, the PAN, PAN, Partido de Acción Nacional, in a time where the PRI, Partido de Revolucionario Institucional, had been to about 30 years in Mexico. And very simply, I was in jail a couple of times. I was not only harassed, I was tortured. And by that time, I was already married. And a person that I've forgotten his name said, "Why don't you go to the United States, ask for refuge? You can hand them, your background, get the application going, and you might enter the country." There was no such a thing in between Mexico and our country here for refugees. There was nothing, out of Congress yet. But I then didn't know that I was married to an American citizen. And nevertheless, she never told me, the mother of Otila. And it was so easy. It cost $20. Today it costs thousands. The families today, the families that bring the children here of Mexican descent, also as well as Latin American families, are composed in the following way. Citizens born here, then people immigrating and having the visa of residence, and also a great number of people in the millions that are not either citizens or legal residents. And today we have a great danger of deportation for these families is going to be affecting this school district in such a way that what is being said publicly through the media, that they're going to run them up. They are going to be just, in order for them to keep the families together, if they're going to repeat what happened during the Depression time for about 7 years, where 1.5 million people of Mexican descent were deported, among them great number of citizens. not adults and children. They just pick up the families and took them over. It's a chapter in history that hasn't been present, it's forgotten. And the academy wants to do something, taking some steps. We have a special fund. This time, we started with a couple of $100. We have about $8,000 right now. And we want to submit a proposal to Oak Grove School District. For every child that is attending this school, we want to have in their homes a copy of the Constitution of the United States of America and also the Bill of Rights. And I'm asking for the support, not only the district, because we're going to send it first within the summer of this next year to all the districts in the county. It's our contribution to make sure that everybody is literate, understand what it is that we're facing. It's not only the economy that is going to be suffering. It's a great division. I will say it this way. Catholics don't go to the services of the many evangelical churches. Presbyterians, Baptists, Methodists, Lutherans, name it, they don't come to Mass either. The division that we have in the country starts at home. The same things. Civism, love for the country, as well as pride, starts at home. In such a way that then by the time that they come to school, if the parents are not well versed in understanding their rights, there's always going to be division in our country. A proposal will be coming the first weeks in January to you, and we hope that you will approve, and to no cost to you. I don't remember at this moment, how much money is here. There is over $8,000, for printing. So it's not going to be cost involved. It's just a matter of the idea of educating the parents, so we will be able to educate them properly and bring some togetherness on what is more important to all families, the education of our children in your hands. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Okay. The next comment is Bob Prola. Bob Prola.
Okay, good evening, board. I mostly wanted to come up here and welcome the newest board members on behalf of the Oak Grove Educators Association. So I did introduce myself to both of you, and I've met Francis before, but I am Bob Prola. I teach fourth grade at Ledesma Elementary School. I'm also the vice president of the Oak Grove Educators Association. So you will hear from me a lot. I usually have a lot to say on a lot of things, but tonight I just wanted to congratulate the both of you and welcome you to the Oak Grove School District. And so thank you very much, and I appreciate you being willing to serve in this capacity. Have a good evening.
Thank you. All right, those are all of our speaker cards. We're now going to move on to board organization. Item 6, election of the president and election of the vice president. So this portion of the meeting is the board's annual organization meeting. This allows the board to reorganize itself into a well-functioning governance team. On a yearly basis, the board has the opportunity to appoint a new president, vice president, and assign trustees to board subcommittees. At this time, I welcome nominations for board president and vice president.
I nominate Nancy Yu for board president, and I nominate myself for vice president.
Okay, we have a motion for president and then vice president. Shall we, let's do those separately. Okay, so let's begin with trustee Yu as president. So we have a motion. May I have a second for appointing trustee Yu as president? May I have a
Second.
Thank you. All right, we have a motion and a second. At this point, is there any public comment related to this? Hearing none. Is there any board discussion? All right, hearing none. We're gonna go ahead and do a roll call vote. The motion on the table is appointing trustee Yu as president of the Board of Education.
Member Martinez,
Aye.
Member Torres. Aye. Member Albert,
Aye.
Member Yu,
Does she abstain? No, you can vote. Yeah, you can vote.
Aye.
Yeah, you vote.
Member Pacheco Junior.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Motion carries. Round of applause for our new board president. Now, from this moment, she facilitates the meeting.
Stuck together.
Thank you, everyone. I am happy to be the new board president of Oak Grove School District. At this time, we already have a nomination for vice president. Is there a second to the motion? Can I just second it? I'll go ahead and second that motion. Any public comments in person or online? Okay, seeing none, any board discussion?
Was Diego interested in becoming the
I
president,
was,
vice
yeah.
president?
Can you guys hear me?
Yes.
I would like to, if I'm interested for the vice president, what will be the process as well?
Oh, so at this time, this motion will have to pass or not pass.
Okay.
So I second for Diego for vice president.
Vote on this one.
Vote on what?
This motion has to have a vote before a secondary motion or substitute motion can be discussed.
Okay.
Any other discussion?
Is there any board discussion? Okay, roll call vote.
Member Martinez,
No?
Member Torres? No. Member Albert?
Yes.
Say aye.
Aye.
President Yu,
Aye.
Member Pacheco?
Abstain.
We have one. We have one. Okay.
Yeah, we should hear.
Sure. So while I haven't been on the board and this is my first meeting, I've spent 25 years working in local elected offices. I've been the chief of staff for the vice mayor of San Jose. I've been the district director for the California State Legislature. And so I have experience in being on a board and running meetings and having an effective path forward. And so I thought it would be a great opportunity to support Nancy and as her presidency and to further some of our policies that we have on the board.
Can we ask Member Diego to, or Member Martinez to just, or explain why he would like to be vice president?
Of course. Can you guys hear me?
Yes.
I just want to say it's been an honor just for these past 2.5 years, just sitting, witnessing how Beja and the rest of the Beja, Carla, and Jorge have been president and vice president, just there taking notes, mentally notes, and just seeing how they gather and do the meetings. And I know I'm ready for that role. I've took a lot of mental notes. I've sat there and just witnessed how they performed the meetings, and I believe I'm capable of doing that. And I'll be an honor to support Nancy in the president role as well. Thank you.
So technically, so in our bylaws, it does allow for the president to appoint the vice president. So that is in our bylaws, where you can make the appointment based on who you want to be as your vice president. In this case, and I would continue to have conversation here. Technically, if we look at the Robert Rules of Order, and I have to go and look, I believe if it's 2 yes, 2 no, and abstain, I believe the motion doesn't pass, which then you would need to make a new motion. Am I correct there? I think I am. Is that correct? Yeah. So in this case, because there's 2 yes, 2 no, and abstain, the motion did not pass. So then you would need to make a new motion. Again, you, as a vice president, as the president, you can appoint your vice president if that's what you wish to do, or you can open it up for motion again.
Can she appoint right now?
According to bylaws, yes.
That doesn't require a motion?
If we're going to do appointment, no.
So I do think that both Francis and Diego would make wonderful vice presidents, but I do want to make sure that the people that we have leading the board are committed to strong leadership and to making good decisions. At this time, I do feel that Francis would probably be the best person for the vice presidency. So I am going to appoint Trustee Hebert to be the vice president.
Round of applause.
Great. That moves us on to 6.3, organizational board business. To complete the board organization, I will provide a series of recommended appointments and then request one motion and a second for all. The first one is the superintendent of schools, Dr. Yvonne Chaitis, as our secretary of the board. Second is authorization of signatures in the absence of officers authorized to sign documents as designated in the bylaws of the board. The presiding officer of the board be authorized to sign documents as approved by or on behalf of the Board of Trustees. The third, regular meetings of the Board of Trustees be set for the second Thursday of each month as identified on this agenda item. Such meetings will be held at 5 p.m. for closed session and 6 p.m. for open session at the district office or by virtual teleconference as specified on posted agendas and as permitted by law to include the date as outlined on the agenda. For committee representatives, at this time, I will share my recommended assignments and I will ask for some feedback. So at this time, as representative of the Oak Grove School District for the County Committee on School District Organization, I would like to assign Trustee Martinez. Trustee Martinez, are you okay with this assignment?
Yeah.
Thank you, Trustee Martinez. As representative of the Oak Grove School District for the Santa Clara County School Boards Association, I would like to assign Trustee Hebert. Trustee Hebert, are you okay with that?
Yep.
For both of these committees, for alternate trustees, we will actually wait until we have our new provisional appointment for Trustee Area 3. For the Legislative Action Committee, I would also like Trustee Hebert to be assigned to this committee. For Diversity, Equity, Inclusion, and Belonging Committee, I will be assigning Trustee Salazar Torres and myself. Trustee Salazar Torres, would you be okay with that?
Yes.
Board Policy Subcommittee and Evaluation, President, or myself and Vice President Hebert will be in those committees. For Safety Committee, I would like to assign Trustee Martinez. Are you okay with this, Trustee Martinez?
Yes.
And then Wellness Committee, Trustee Salazar Torres. Trustee Salazar Torres, are you good with being on the Wellness Committee?
Yes.
All right, may I have a motion to approve the action item 6.3 organizational board business as discussed?
Move to approve item 6.3 as discussed.
May I have a second?
Second.
Any public comments in person or online?
Person online, before they go, can you repeat?
All right, so we do have public comment. This is an opportunity for individuals to address the board. Please note that as this is a special board meeting, public comments are limited to items listed on the agenda. Are there any individuals who would like to speak to the board at this time? So we have an online public comment. Okay.
Good evening. I had my hand open for 5.1, but was never called on. Is it okay to speak on the public comment?
Yes, as long as it is an item on the agenda, which it is. So go ahead.
Yeah, thank you so much. So I represent Anaplan, a Bay Area software company, and Superintendent Jose Monzo contacted Anaplan to.
Sorry, it's only agenda items.
Oh, I'm sorry. It is only agenda items listed for today's meeting. All right. Okay. So any board discussion on action item 6.3? We had a motion and a second. All right. Roll call vote, please.
Member Martinez,
Aye.
Member Torres,
Aye.
Member Hebert,
Aye.
Vice President Hebert. Member Pacheco Jr.,
Aye.
President Yu,
Aye.
motion carries.
Right. At this time, we will be closing. So may I have a motion and second to adjourn the meeting?
Motion to adjourn.
I will go ahead and second that. All in favor?
Aye.
All right, meeting is adjourned at 6:12 PM.
Done. We're gonna take a picture. Okay. Group photo. Mhm.